It started with a normal swim. A 12-year-old boy in Florida dove into a warm lake on a summer afternoon. A few days later, he had a headache, then fever, then confusion. Within a week, he was gone. The cause? Not drowning, not infection from bacteria. It was something most people don't even know exists, a microscopic amoeba that destroys the brain from the inside. This is Naegleria fowleri, often called the brain-eating amoeba. Today, I'll break down what it is, where it lives, how it infects humans, and what you can do to stay safe. Brain-eating amoeba thrives in warm, freshwater environments, including lakes, hot springs, and rivers. This amoeba favors temperatures between 30–45°C, C 86–113°C, F. Brain-eating amoeba can also be found in soil, sediment, and biofilms at the bottom of water bodies. Brain-eating amoeba is a free-living amoeba, capable of independent survival without a host. The amoeba feeds on bacteria and other microorganisms present in its surrounding environment. Brain-eating amoeba reproduces through binary fission when environmental conditions are favorable. Brain-eating amoeba intrusion occurs when contaminated water enters the nasal passage. Intrusion typically occurs during swimming, diving, or other water activities. Drinking contaminated water does not cause infection, but the amoeba will enter through the nose to reach the brain. Brain-eating amoeba enters the nose and travels along the olfactory nerve. The olfactory route of entry is the direct route for amoebas to reach the brain. The amoeba migrates through the nasal mucosa and along the olfactory nerve fibers to the olfactory bulb. Brain-eating amoeba causes primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, PAM, a severe and rapidly progressing brain infection. The amoeba destroys brain tissue, triggering a massive inflammatory response from the immune system. The inflammatory response leads to swelling of the brain and, in almost all cases, death. The term brain-eating amoeba is a popular media term for Naegleria fowleri. This term, while not scientifically formal, describes the amoeba's destructive behavior upon entering the human body. Naegleria fowleri's destructive behavior in the human body motivates the media's use of the term brain-eating amoeba. Naegleria fowleri actively feeds on brain tissue. Once inside the brain, the amoeba consumes cells, leading to direct tissue damage. Cell consumption by Naegleria fowleri disrupts normal brain function. Upon entering the brain, Naegleria fowleri undergoes rapid multiplication, intensifying the initial damage. This rapid reproduction initiates a significant inflammatory response within the brain. The inflammatory response and rapid multiplication compromise brain function, leading to severe swelling. Naegleria fowleri infection symptoms typically emerge 1 to 9 days post-exposure and escalate rapidly. Initial symptoms include headache, fever, nausea, and vomiting. Later symptoms involve confusion, seizures, hallucinations, and coma, indicating advanced brain damage. Naegleria fowleri infection exhibits an extremely high fatality rate, exceeding 97% in reported cases. The survival rate for Naegleria fowleri infection is exceptionally low, with only a few documented survivors in the United States. The critical need for increased awareness and rapid diagnosis is underscored by the devastating impact of Naegleria fowleri infection. The infection in question is rare, with a limited number of documented cases. From 1,962 to 2023, there have been 157 documented cases in the U.S., according to CDC data. This translates to an average of approximately 2–4 cases per year. Comparative risk analysis reveals that the probability of contracting this specific infection is statistically low. The likelihood of being struck by lightning is statistically higher than contracting this specific infection. The risk of fatality from a vending machine incident also exceeds the risk of contracting this specific infection. Although the probability of infection is low, the potential outcome is severe. However, it is important to emphasize the devastating impact on the infected individual. The severity and potential impact remain a threat to our health. When swimming in natural bodies of water, nose clips can prevent water from entering the nasal passages. Nose clips reduce the risk of exposure to Naegleria fowleri in lakes, rivers, and hot springs. Keeping the head above water also minimizes the risk of Naegleria fowleri exposure. When using a neti pot or nasal rinse, ensure the water is safe and free of pathogens. Acceptable water sources include boiled and cooled water, distilled water, or water filtered with a certified filter. Tap water should not be used directly for nasal rinsing unless properly treated to remove potential contaminants. Naegleria fowleri can reside in the sediment at the bottom of warm lakes. Stirring up sediment increases the risk of encountering Naegleria fowleri. Maintaining water clarity can reduce the risk of encountering the amoeba. Naegleria fowleri cannot survive in saltwater environments. Properly chlorinated swimming pools prevent the survival of Naegleria fowleri. Naegleria fowleri infection is not transmitted from person to person. Water source safety is paramount. Primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, PAM, is extremely challenging to treat due to the rapid progression of the infection. The aggressive nature of PAM leaves a narrow window for effective medical intervention. Successful treatment outcomes for PAM are rare due to the speed of disease progression. Current treatment protocols involve a combination of drugs, including amphotericin B and miltefosine. Induced hypothermia is sometimes employed to slow down potential brain damage. The effectiveness of current treatments is limited, and outcomes vary significantly. Early detection of PAM is difficult because initial symptoms mimic common viral illnesses. Prevention is paramount due to the challenges in early detection of PAM. Avoiding nasal contact with untreated water in high-risk environments is the most effective way to prevent PAM. So should you stop swimming? No, just swim smart. The risk is real, but small. With basic precautions, you can enjoy nature and protect your health. Share this video with someone you care about, especially parents, outdoor lovers, and travelers. And if you learned something new, give this video a like. And subscribe to the Med channel for science-based health info that's clear, accurate, and never alarmist.